We are into it. That's the truth. But we not rely solely on AI for information, and we think we'll make headway. I'm a very blunt person. The issue of AI is a very big and tough challenge for journalism practice. Serious one. Very serious one. It has its own advantage, but it has a lot of disadvantages. Because when it happens, if you are not careful, it will destroy many things. It can destroy the entire world if you are not taken, apart from profession. Because you see a lot of images that are not correct. The bloggers make it worsen. And I do tell people, and I remember Baba Shoba is a veteran on this job, also say this, that bloggers are not journalists. You see people, when they have phone like this what do you call this, Android, you will see there is an accident, and you see some people, they just pick their phone and say, it's happening now, recording. What is happening now? At the end of the day, maybe nobody died there. These people will be telling you that all the occupants of that vehicle, they are dead. I've seen cases where you ask a question from AI. If you are intelligent enough, some answers, you need to sit down and look deeply about that response. Let me give you one funny example. This Google we are talking about as well. I've seen Google that a passenger of Uber, when you book a car, tell you where you are going. And the route they were going, the Google was telling them the route. Do you know that at the end of the day, that Google led them to a river and the driver has to make a U-turn? What I'm saying is that one has to be very, very careful for every information. Kayode-Adedeji was here on a visit, a veteran journalist, sometimes last week. He met some of my staff and the interns here. And before he came, I said, he's coming on a visit. So that when you want to ask questions, you should know who this man is. I said, go and Google. They Google. They read out the profile of Kayode-Adedeji to me. One of the information given was a publisher of Observer newspaper, where the man never worked with. And this man is the publisher of African Today, based in UK. But the profile on the Google say, if I didn't know that, I would run to that wrong information or misinformation. That's why I said one has to be careful. I'm not saying some of the informations are not correct. You understand? But you still need to do your findings very well so that I don't misinform the public. That's the danger there. And my fear is that a lazy journalist who occupy himself with AI will continue to misinform the general public. I repeat, a lazy journalist who relies 100% on AI will continue to misinform the world. We need to be very, very careful. It can destroy, it can maim, it can even destroy a home if you guys not taking. You understand? So that is my concern about AI. Let me say this in the first place. If you want it to work, government, as far as I'm concerned, this is a personal opinion. Government should make it a policy that be made public, that every information that is not emanating from genuine journalists, I say genuine because we have some bad eggs, should be ignored. And make it a policy, you tell the public in their own interest. If you don't get any news from a media source, ignore that news. It is the responsibility of a journalist. If that news is a little bit confusing, a journalist can have access to it and do further findings on it. Do you understand? If government can put in that policy that if you are not a reckoned or recognized journalist, you don't pass out information, because you will see that most of these people, you cannot even trace them. You won't be able to trace them. Our people have the culture of ignoring messages, news from non-journalists. If they ignore it, it will help. Let me give you an example that it also affects me. This AI issue we are still talking about. On Facebook, you see a lot of advertisements that has to do with medications. There was one. They used image of Professor Wole Soyinka to advertise the blood pressure drugs. And Wole Soyinka was confirming that video, confirming the authenticity of that drugs they are trying to put to the public. Now, I waited for a number of days thinking Professor Wole Soyinka will come out and deny that he's not in the know of that thing. Because they did it in a way that the voice, the voice, the look, and everything was Soyinka. When I saw it, I'm not seeing a BP. But because I saw Soyinka and I know his level and caliber, and I concluded with him that if Professor Soyinka can attest to this medication or this drug, then it means it's a good product. I ordered for that drugs as well. The drugs I was using for my BP, because of what I saw, and I saw Shwole showing that, I just dumped those drugs, started using that one. Because in the advert, they said it will cure BP rise permanently. I ignored the drugs I'm using, I started using it. But in the course of using it, one must be very observant. I noticed that I didn't see any changes. Do you understand? It was at that stage I started suspecting foul play. I had to make a contact to find out from a source to Professor Oleshonka, only to discover that it was AI. I was a victim of that AI as well. And the question I asked that, I was expecting Professor Oleshonka to come out, and I was told that he may not even have heard that things like that is going on. And besides that, how many audio clip or video clip will be reacting to? I was a victim of it. If I wasn't careful enough, the drugs that would do me good, I abandoned the drugs, started using the drugs promoted by AI. That's the danger there. If I was a victim of that at my level, do you know numbers of people would have also been victims? And government kept quiet. It's not good enough. They should start getting those people arrested. It's a way of deceiving people because they want to make money at the expense of ignorant people, innocent people. There must be a policy that, look, if you don't get news from a credible media organization, don't bother. Even if the one they are sending is seen as credible, in quotes, don't rely on it. Let the journalists who are more passionate about the profession report first. There must be a regulation. There must be a regulation in the sense that for every information that you receive from AI, you must still vet it. You still need to vet. If you don't vet and just package everything together, it means you are not regulating it. That is one. Two, government itself must also be proactive in the area of what I've just said. Don't understand? I'm not saying government should turn itself to a warlord in terms of using the error of AI to deal with journalists. But where there's need to do immediate correction, there's no shame in it. You refine some decision in the interest of the public and the nation, for the national interest. Anybody can make error, but you don't say you want to keep shy or want to keep away from correcting yourself because people will see you as somebody who's not forthright. There can be mistake anytime. But the moment you discover that, you don't waste time in doing that correction before it is too late. There must be that measure put in place. Because I said it has its own advantages, but it has larger disadvantages. You need to be extra careful. It's a worrisome situation, I must say this. And a very serious journalist, I repeat, a very serious journalist, you don't rely 100% on AI. If you want to make headway, you don't. Look, fake news is something, if it happens to you, you know what it means. If you're a victim of fake news, and ironically this period we are now, unlike before now, if anything is written about that, it's bad. The child unborn as of today, if they born a child in another 20 years, if we Google it, we'll still make reference to you. You can see the danger. If I have my way, for God's sake, why must you engage in fake news? What do you want to gain? What do you want to gain propagating fake news? It will never be my portion. I repeat it will never. I will never support or subscribe to dissemination of fake news. No. People who are engaged in fake news, they can destroy the whole world, and somebody wants to destroy the world, must that person be in the society? If I have my idea, they should jail them. They should not toy about this issue at all. Fake news can destroy the entire country. Just a second fake news. A fake news that is published for 1 second can destroy the entire country. I don't know why people venture into it. I don't know why some people are so much passionate about propagating fake news. When we started Penpushing, because of the way Penpushing was going, there was an attempt to snatch our website because they were aware that Penpushing is doing well. So they want to see that opportunity. I know the step we took before we crush them. We will never. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. We will never. They know that when we write, as a person, it may not be comfortable to some people. But the truth is that you can't fault it. I repeat it. Nobody has ever, since I started journalism career, over 30 years, nobody has ever come to fault my report. Nobody. If I don't do that as a young reporter, and is this now I'll be doing that? No. Nobody, I repeat it. And take note of this. The only place I attended an interview to be given employment was Daily Sketch. All other newspaper I mentioned, it is my byline. It is my work that paved way for me to get job. Not that I attended any interview again after that. It was only Sketch. Because what I've done opened door for me to get. I have never for 1 year, or let me say 1 week, stay aloof that I'm still looking for a job. The moment that newspaper or I decided on my own to move, I get another organization immediately. When I was at the Republic newspaper, I was in the weekend desk. The editor of the weekend desk, they will wait for me until I come to the office to determine the story that I'm going to the front page, because they know what I will have in stock. They will wait. It's when I return to the office and see my story, they now decide, okay, let's use this newspaper, then this newspaper. But they will still wait. It's about passion. There are some people I met, they read about me in terms of professionalism, they get in touch with me, that will have become friends. One must be contented with what you are doing. The generation of journalists now, they want to fly before they crawl, and always want them. There must be sacrifice. Sacrifice will pave way for you. Sacrifice will add value to you. But if you're after money first, money, you will lose relevance. If I pick my phone now, there are some people when I call, they don't need to ask me who's speaking. Personalities. We relate every time, we relate every day. And at times, if I want things done, what I will put a caller across to them. I thank God for everything. Because when I recommend people to personalities, they will tell me that if it is coming from you, consider it done. Like you are sitting down and I recommend you for somebody, for the fact that you are coming from me, they, except if they cannot afford to do it for you. If they have the opportunity to do it, they will tell you that because of me, they will get it done for you. What else do I want? Is that not relevant?